Happy Wednesday and welcome to Torah Today with me, with Chavi Rappaport. Torah is relevant today just as it was yesterday. Today we deal with the most enigmatic law in the Torah that even Shlomo, King Solomon, the wisest of all men, was baffled and could not wrap his head around it. I really tried to be wise and understand it, but it's totally beyond my grasp. And what is this? After reading the weekly Torah portion of Tzav, we read what's called Parshat Para. We read all about the Red Heifer, which was an animal that was used, the ashes of this animal were used to purify someone who became impure by having contact with a dead body. And this animal served as an atonement for the fact that the Jewish people had totally impurified themselves by dancing and serving this golden calf, the egel, and now this same animal would bring purification. But here is the most paradoxical situation. When on the one hand, the ashes of this animal purified the person who was impure, again as a result of coming in contact with a corpse, all of those involved in the process, whether it was the preparation of the animal or the burning of the ashes, or whatever else was involved, throwing in the hyssop into the fire, all of those people became impure. That very same procedure made the impure pure and the pure impure. How is this possible? Well, for one thing, I just want to address something. When calamity hits, adversity strikes, there are two ways that we react. Maybe it's our default reaction. One, there's no justice. Why does a pure person become impure, suffer such adversity, such tragedy? There's no justice. God isn't just. That's one thought process. The other, I can't blame God, I have to blame somebody, so I blame myself. It's my fault. I brought it upon myself, or they brought it upon themselves. But the Torah is here to tell us neither of those is true, because it's gezerah, gazarti, chuka, chakakti. You cannot ever understand this. Just need to humbly accept that is so much greater than us that even King Solomon admitted, I can't grasp this. So that's the first thing. There's no one to blame. It's God's ways, and they're just way, way, way beyond us. They're not fathomable. And here's another beautiful concept. The pure, we said, becomes impure. In order to help somebody who's reached an impure state, who's done something wrong, who's gone awry, confused, we must enter that person's mindset, state, somehow, to lower ourselves, to, so to speak, become a little bit impure, to really try to enter into that person's space and relate so that we can help that person come out of that state of impurity. It's like if somebody is drowning, sometimes you can hold a lifeline for them to hold on to. But very often you just need to jump into the water beside that person, be there with them, and then pull them out. And another thing, the pure become impure. If I really want to help somebody, if I really want to understand somebody, and we learn this from a beautiful story of Reb Dovber, who's known as the middle Chabad rabbi. There was a time he would see people for private audiences all the time, and people would share difficult situations that they had succumbed to and wanted a blessing and help how to get back on track. And the Rebbe said, I always tried to find on a small scale that within myself, whatever he was describing, so that I could relate, understand that person's angst, pain, anguish. And then, only then, can I genuinely help them come out of that space, because I entered it, so to speak, with them. And there was a time when he halted these private audiences for, it may have been a few weeks. And people were so disturbed. What happened? Has this been stopped forever? And then the Rebbe came out and shared. It was because a gentleman entered with something that was so low, bad. I couldn't relate to it on any level. I couldn't find anything within myself. And I took the time to introspect so strongly until I found something and I could resume the conversation and help him. And again, there's our second takeaway. Firstly, to really help somebody else, whether it's somebody who's grieving, whether it's somebody who's made a big mistake and done something really wrong, we have to lower our guard and enter, understand that space. Take away a little bit of that impurity so that we can help the person rise. And secondly, no judgment. No judgment at all. Find something. Let me find something within myself that might somehow be related to what that person has done, and understand where they're coming from, and then be able to give a hand and help them to climb up from that level. And may we all merit to that state of purity and greatness with the coming, of course, of Mashiach. Have an incredible day.